So I welcomes you again in the series of C Sharp lectures. And in our last session, we were discussing about concepts of interfaces. Like for that, we have created a separate folder, Oops interface. And this was the diagram. Like we created three interfaces: UK medical, US medical, and Indian medical. And these interfaces were implemented in Fortis hospital class. Okay, and yeah, so these were the things that we were discussing. So we created like separate classes for UK medical, in which there are some uh, like prototype methods are there, because interface, if we are creating an interface, then the method would always be, the signature of method would always be prototype. Like we cannot declare it over here, we cannot write business logic. So there were few points that we learned about that. Interfaces just like cannot have method body. Okay, there would be only prototype. Okay, method declaration will be over there, and interface cannot have the business logic and cannot create the object of the interface. Okay, always remember this. We can, what is the difference between classes and interface? This is the main difference. In the classes, we have method body, or we can create object of the class. But if we are dealing with interfaces, then there would be only business logic. There would be only prototype of the method would declare, and we cannot create object of the interface. Right, so US medical, UK medical, Indian medical are my three interfaces. And there is class, test hospital class, in which like we have created the object of this class. Okay, and this is my test class, and we have Fortis hospital class, in which I have like implemented all these interfaces, so I can implement multiple interfaces in a single class. Okay, got it? Like we cannot implement multiple classes. For example, 40 is my child. So 40 is my child class. So child cannot have multiple parent classes, but child can have multiple parent interfaces. So we overcome the diamond problem over here, right? We can have multiple interfaces. And if you are implementing, this is the implementation keyword, double dot. So if we are implementing these interfaces, then it's must to declare all the methods that has been defined inside these interfaces. Just like in US medical, there are, these are three basically methods available which don't have body. So over here we'll provide them body. Okay, we'll provide them declaration, just like cardio services, onco services, psycho services. Okay. Similarly, if we are implementing UK medical as well, then it's compulsory to declare all the methods, prototype methods available inside UK medical. Furthermore, we had a test class where we created object of our Fortis hospital, and we access all these methods that we have defined inside this. So this is how the entire process works. Got it? Any questions so far? Any standing question? You understood the concept of interface? Why? What is the main purpose of interfaces? So just to overcome the problem, the diamond problem, or I would say, to achieve the multiple inheritance. Right, multi-level inheritance is already allowed with the classes, but multiple inheritance was not allowed. In this diagram we have seen that this was a diamond problem, so it was not allowed. But now we have created interfaces, and the main reason of creating interfaces is just to hide the declaration. Right, we can hide the declaration, and yeah, this is how we can achieve this. Now we just started talking about that. I ask you one question, like, can we do typecasting with the interfaces? So we were listening around the top casting. First, we'll talk about the top casting, then we'll go to the downcasting. So what is top casting? I already have explained you in the previous session what is casting, top casting, down casting, all the concepts. So the top casting is child class object can be referred by parent interface reference variable. So this is my child class object, right? We have only one child class right now. We can create many more child class like Apollo Hospital and like that, but for now we have hospital, Fortis Hospital as a child class. So child class object can be referred by So this can be referred by parent class reference variable. So US is my parent class reference variable. So this is called top casting, means child object is referenced by parent. Got it? So is this allowed? Yes, this is allowed. We didn't get any compile time error over here, right? So we can say that child object can be referred by parent class. So similarly, when we will look into the Selenium, if you are little bit aware of that, then in Selenium as well, we used to write it like uh, web driver is equal to web driver is equal to new Chrome driver, right? If you have little bit experience of it, otherwise it's okay. So what is Chrome driver and what is web driver? Both are interfaces. So this is the first ask interview question about the Selenium. What is web driver? Web driver is an interface. What is Chrome driver? Chrome driver is an interface. Just like we have created US medical, UK medical. Similarly, web driver and Chrome driver both are interfaces. So this is the parent. Okay. In Selenium, I'll explain you at that time as well as soon as I'll start. So for an example, this is the architect of Selenium. Okay, so we have one web driver interface. So this is an interface. Got, and we have one, let us say Chrome driver interface. Similarly, we have this one is, let us say Firefox driver interface, FFD. And we have, for an example, there are some other browsers as well that Selenium supports, just like IE, or we can say Opera. Okay, and yeah, I'll explain you. There are around 6 browsers that Selenium supports, and we can say this is IE interface, IE driver. So this is the parent. This one is the parent interface, web driver interface. This is the parent, and these are child interfaces. All are interfaces. Parent interface means there are some unimplemented methods inside this, which only have the method prototype, not the body. So we also achieving that method, sorry, the top casting from here, because we will create the object of the child class, child interface or child class, just like new Chrome driver, and this will be referred by the parent. So same thing we'll achieving over here as well. Okay, we'll look into this practically. Okay. So what we have done over here, we are now if I need to access the services, okay, just like if I need to access cardio services, then this is allowed. From where it's coming? This is coming from the US medical, right? Here we are using the reference of the child class fs.cardio service, but over here we are using this particular reference type, cardio services. And similarly, I can call the other services as well, just like us dot ortho services. So is this allowed? This is not allowed. I'll explain you. Because ortho service might be in part of some different. In the US medical, we can see what kind of services we have. We have cardio, onco, physio, and emergency. Cardio, onco, dot physio services, US dot emergency services. Yeah. So all the methods that has been declared inside US medical, I can call them all of these by using top casting. But if I need to, I want to access some other method, just like dental services, because these are not being provided by US medical, so they are not in their policies. So this belongs to some other, I would say some other interface. So I cannot call this. If I'm going to call the dental services, then I will not have any access, and there would be an error. So it's saying US medical doesn't contain the definition of this. No, cannot access this. Got it? So what is happening? Like as soon as we will create the object, just like we created the Fortis Hospital object. Okay. So in the object, as soon as we create the object, all that methods used to get load. Just like we have some US medical methods over here. Inside, everything will be get loaded along with that uh, object creation, right? UK medical method will get load as soon as we will create object. Indian methods as well, and this is the object of Fortis class. So there might be some individual methods of Fortis class, so they will also get load. Okay, so this method will be referred by US medical, right? Topcasting US. So now this particular US have the reference of this have reference of this have reference for this, and this as well, right? So this is how we are achieving topcasting over here. Okay, so always remember, I can, by using this, I can only access the methods coming from US, right? I cannot access the method coming from UK and India, right? Why this is not allowed? Why I cannot access the method of by using the topcasting? Why I'm not able to? I give you one concept. There is one specific name for this concept. Do you remember? If you'll practice, then you might have remembered that. Otherwise, not. So why I cannot access the methods from US, sorry, UK and India medical? Due to there was a concept that I have explained you, reference type check. Remember? I hope you have forgot. So we'll check the reference type, what kind of reference this is. You may refer to the previous lecture. I have explained you this reference type check. Okay. Okay. Now, similarly, just like we did typecasting with US medical, we can do typecasting with other interfaces as well, just like UK medical or Indian medical. Let me do it quickly. Let us say you just need to create the object of that child class. Object is Fortis Hospital. So as soon as we will write new keyword, then object will get created. New Fortis Hospital means this is an object. Now I need to refer or store this object. So I would say we want to achieve typecasting this time with the help of UK medical interface. Just like UK medical, UK is equal to, yeah. So this is also allowed because in this case UK medical is also an parent interface. You can see Fortis class have three parent interfaces. One was UK, US, and Indian. So this was the example of we are achieving topcasting using US medical interface. Over here we are achieving the same topcasting using UK medical interface. Okay. Now can I use all the services which US provides? No, I cannot use them. I will only be authorized to use the services which UK provides, because this object this time the object is referred by UK medical. Okay, reference variable. So just like UK provides UK dot, maybe we have emergency services in UK as well, and we can have some other services like end services, UK dot, like pedia services. Yeah, so all these are coming from UK. So let's separate it out. CW. Okay, and try to execute this, whether we will get the correct output or not. Let's quickly check object reference, and we are referring to test hospital. Yeah, that's what we want. Here is my test hospital. Let's execute it directly. Okay, so we are trying to achieve the top casting over here. Let's wait for a while. The project will get load. Yeah. So you see, these things are being achieved. Okay. So before this, we are achieving that these services, like these are from cardio services, oncology and psycho services, and we are over here we are achieving and services and PDS services. Might be we haven't tried anything inside the emergency services. That's why it's not like let's go inside the Fortis class. Do we have implemented anything inside the emergency? Yeah. So we haven't printed anything over here. That's why this was not get printed. Otherwise, we are getting the correct output. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Now the thing is, just like we achieved. So always remember, I can access only these methods which are coming from that particular interface only. Just like over here in test hospital, if this is being referred by US Medical, then I can only access the method which are belongs to US Medical. If child class object is referred by parent UK Medical interface, then I can call only those methods which are belongs to UK Medical. Always remember this. So can we achieve downcasting just like we have achieved topcasting over here? Can we achieve downcasting? Think practically, guys. I try to remember the definition of downcasting. So downcasting was parent interface object can be referred by child class reference variable. Let us say parent interface object can be referred by child class reference variable. So this is the definition, or we can say logic for downcasting. So we have to take this time just like we are taking new Fortis hospital child class object. This time we need to create the object of the parent and then we need to refer to the child class. So there is a technical error in this sentence. So Ashwini, could you please quote like what is the technical error? Is this possible? Whatever we are writing over here. If yes, then why? If no, then why?
I think this is not possible
Why?
because you had given an example that reverse thing is not possible.
Yeah, it was possible. Like we were using the we were doing the cast operator by using the brackets, if you remember.
Mm.
In case of classes, we were trying to achieve this,
Hmm.
but here your answer is right, but there is one technical error. Just read this line.
Parent interface object
Yeah.
for the parent.
So is it possible? Is it possible to create the object of the interface?
No.
Yes. So this is why it's not allowed. Got it?
Okay.
We cannot write like new UK medical or new US medical. Right? I
Yes.
already
Yes.
have given you notes for this. Can't
Yes. Yes.
create the object of this. Yeah, that's why it's not allowed at compile time. Let me create it like new US medical. So you see there is an error. What is the error? Cannot create an instance of the extract type or interface. Instance means object. You cannot create an object of that interface. Got it? That's why it's not allowed. And create the object of interface. Okay. I think we are good so far. Good catch, Aswini. I hope you have understood the concept now. What is the interface and how we can access, how we can achieve topcasting, but we cannot achieve downcasting because we cannot create the object of the interface. Got it. Now, uh, there are few more implementation that being implemented after C sharp version 8.0, 8.0. So there are few implementations like they have updated these interfaces. So I guess the latest version of C sharp is 10.0, 10.0. So in the version like few years back when they released C sharp 8.0, then they implemented a few concepts. So let me tell you that. I'll explain you that. Just like we have US medical. Okay. So these are few changes that come along with the C sharp 8, right? C sharp 8.0. They have did few changes in interface. The first changes was you can have static method with the body. Just like we cannot have body of these methods. But C sharp is now allowing that yes, you can create static methods and you can also have body for them as well. Just like you can have static methods with the body, right? So let me create one static method, public static. So do you remember the concept of static method? We need not to call these static method, we need not to create the object of the class. By directly using the class reference, class name, we can call these static. Okay. So we can create static methods just like public static void and US medical. Let's take an example of billing. Okay. Let us say billing. So yeah, so you see, I can give body to these and there is no such error. Okay, so I can provide body to the static methods in after C sharp 8.0. Before this, it was not allowed. Let me say, write it like US link. Okay, so yeah, I can give. So over here, that this means billing will be controlled by US. Why it's static? Because billing would be controlled by US. US say, hey, I'll control the billing and I'll giving all the definitions over here only. So you need not to worry about this, right? Okay. But always remember, can I write the static method without body inside the interface? Can I create a static method without body? So I think that would not be allowed. Can't create without the body because static method cannot be overridden. We cannot override the static methods. Okay. If I'll try to remove this body, then this will not be allowed. This is saying US medical must declare a body as a smart abstract, extent or partial, right? So always remember, if you are creating in static methods inside interface, then you must have a body. This is a new implementation. Yeah, it may be used. I think most of the time it will not be that much used, but yeah, I'm telling you this concept because sometimes they might be asked at the time of interview, or you may face in real time as well. You may face some kind of issues or confusion. That's why I'm clearing this point. Okay. So write, always remember, like cannot write without body because the static method cannot be overridden. Okay. So if you want to write it without body, then it should be without static keyword. If you are using static keyword, then you must provide the body to this. Okay. Now, if you want to access this billing from the test hospital, then how you can achieve this? You can directly refer the US medical. Let us say US medical. dot billing. Okay, US medical dot billing. Got it? That means just like medical training is handled by Fortis Hospital, cardio services, yeah, there are norms are of US medical, but these the implementation is inside the Fortis Hospital, means they have their own rule. But over here, this is directly coming from the US medical class. That means the Fortis Hospital don't have any control over billing. This is static in nature. So static method cannot be created, like cannot be called by using the object reference. So if you will try to achieve, let us say FS like Fortis Hospital, can you call it like this? Fortis Hospital dot billing. No, this is not allowed, right? Because Fortis Hospital don't have any control over this, and there is no an overridden or implemented methods inside Fortis Hospital class. That's why it's directly coming from the US medical. Okay, I hope you have got this concept related to that static method. And one more weird implementation. Even I don't like this. I don't know why they did it. But after C sharp 8.0, what is that they did? Can have method with, let me explain you, method body. They also allowed the normal method with body this time. You can say you can declare it or you can write it prototype. It's your wish. So what they have did, let us say I have public void, let us say they are providing medical insurance. So I can give the body also, there would not be an error. So now this changed the entire definition. Initially we were saying that we can just create some prototype methods, but now after C sharp 0 you can create the normal methods as well. So I think this they lose the concept of abstraction, which is our next topic. So in abstraction we can create normal as well as abstract methods, but now they have allowed this. Maybe you may read some articles, I don't know why they have allowed this, but yeah, they have allowed the normal method creation as well. Okay, got it. So the definition would always be the same, but you can mention all these points as well. But yeah, after C sharp 8.0, they also allowed that like to create the normal methods with body, to have default method with body. Okay, let me print something over here. Let us say US med insurance. Okay. So how to access this? How to access the medical insurance? Uh, if our on the test class, so can I access the medical experience using this Fortis class? No, I can access only medical training. But if I need to access this, then by the using this particular reference US dot uh, medical insurance, I can access this, right? Because we don't have any implementation of this inside the Fortis class. This is being directly called from the okay US. So yeah, this also can be achieved. Any confusion, any doubt? Are we good so far? Are we on the same page? Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. So question is that can we override that these kind of methods, just like medical insurance with full body, if I want to override it inside the Fortis class, Fortis hospital? So it's not compulsory that just like for these, it's compulsory to implement these. compulsory to override this. So can we override this? Yes, this is allowed. You can override default method or implemented method as well inside the child class. Okay, you may try it. This will not be shown. So how to override it? I already have over. What is the meaning of override? To create the same type of methods inside the child class, right? With I also have given you the new virtual and override keyword. Okay, got it? Yeah. Now my question is, can I have one parent interface of the interface? Just like I have these interfaces, UK Medical US. Can I have one parent of all these? Just like I have parent for UK associate, I have parent for Fortis Hospital. So can I have parent for these? Let me explain you. Hmm. Just like what I want, need to, yeah, just say what's the good name of the interface? Let us say WHO. WHO is the parent of all these UK Medical Association or Indian World Health Organization. So can these, my question is that, can these like medical association have one parent? Okay, let's try it out. We'll see. Okay, and yeah, let's use it. So WH is also an interface. Always remember this. WH is also an interface. Can we achieve this? Can an interface call another interface or parent interface? Let's create it practically. Let's create one more interface. Similarly, how to create an interface? Just right click on this. Just like we are adding the classes, similarly you can add that interface. Click on new item and select the interface option. This one is the interface option. Give is a valid name. That's like in our case we are giving the WHO interface. Okay, so we have created WHO interface. Okay, so there might be some guideline from WHO as well. There might be some unimplemented method because inside in general cases interface means there are some unimplemented methods, prototype methods. So let us say public WHO is saying void, just like in pandemic time, uh, they are saying like you must all the hospitals in the world. So because WHO is controlling the entire world, so they release an advisory and saying every hospital should have COVID test facility, right? So this is an unimplemented method. So they are saying that yeah, they have their own machines and or own type of test examination, but they must have the COVID test. Now my question was, we have one interface is WHO and other interfaces, for an example, US Medical. So can US Medical implement just like we are inheriting? So can US Medical implement the WHO? Let's quickly double dot and write WHO. So there is no such error over here. So yes, this is allowed. One interface can implement or extend another interface, right? So this is extending. US Medical is extending WHO. But now when you will go to the Fortis hospital, you may look an error over there. You may face there is an error. Why this is an error? Because tell me why this is an error. If you'll mouse over to this will say Fortis hospital does not implemented interface member. So I told you, you need to, if you are implementing an interface, then you need to implement all the methods available inside that interface. But now US Medical initially were having only those three methods, right? And we have implemented. Now this US Medical is inside it's extending the WHO as well, and WHO also have one method. So this is saying you must need to implement that as well. Means you also need to have the COVID test facility in your hospital. So I can directly implement. I can select. This is the error should go away. Like we have implemented the COVID test facility. Got it? Let us say Fortis hospital COVID test. Similarly, the other hospital would also need to declare it. UK hospital, sorry, that Apollo hospital COVID test, or all the hospitals should have this facility because this is coming from the WHO advisory. Okay, COVID test, right? You got it? Like there is any confusion because if I remove this, then there should be an error. They will say, hey, there is an unimplemented method. Similarly, if this is internally, this US medical is extending WHO. So inside WHO, there is an unimplement method. So we have to implement that inside the class where we implementing this particular interface. Okay. I hope you have got this. Now, you have resolved the error. So always remember the work should be done at the ground level. Okay. So patient is not going to the WHO. That's why WHO have just given that facility. So patient will go inside the hospital, and inside the hospital they will done their examination. So the implementation should be done at the ground level. Okay. So that's why we have. So it's the responsibility. So it's class responsibility to implement that method. Okay. So interface just like we have called WHO. So this interface will not like declare or implement that particular thing because patient will also will not visit to the US medical, but patient will visit to the Fortis hospital. So Fortis hospital need to implement this. That's why as soon as I'll use the implementation keyword, as much as method there are inside this US medical, we need to implement all of them. This is the concept of interface. Okay. Now I can call just like this is my test hospital class, and I can call fs dot COVID test as well, right? So I can access these services. Okay, let me run this and analyze the output. We should also get fh COVID test facility. So we have fh Fortis hospital COVID test. So billing is controlled by US directly. This is a static method inside the US medical interface, and COVID test will be managed by the Fortis hospital. From where it's coming? Who released the guideline for COVID test? WHO. What is the WHO over here? WHO is the parent interface of the US medical interface, parent of the parent, or we can say grandparent of the Fortis hospital. So there, like we are achieving the multi-level inheritance in case of the classes. So similarly, we are using the multi-level interfaces over here. Okay. Now my question to you is that we have Fortis class, and all these are interfaces, US medical, UK medical. So can Fortis hospital have one parent class as well? Just like Fortis hospital have multiple interfaces, parent interfaces. Okay, one parent interface is UK Medical Association, one is US Medical Association, Indian Medical Association. These are all parent interface of the Fortis class. So my question is, can uh, can this have? Let me draw it. let us say not this. Okay, so this is an class. Let's assume this. We have this class. So can, my question to you is that can this particular for this class have one parent class as well? Just like we have parent interface. Let's give a good name to this class. For an example, what would be the name? Hmm, let's give it United Health Group, UNHG. This is my class name. Okay, so let's look it practically. Let's create a class. Directly add a class, and my class name is United Health Group. Okay. So this is my class, not an interface. Always remember class. If there would be an interface, then interface is written over here, just like WHO. WHO, you can, if you need to see inside the project and you need to identify whether it's a class or interface, then just look into this keyword. It's if it's written as interface, then WHO is an interface, and if it's written class over here, that means UNHG is a class. Okay. Now there are some methods inside class. Can I write method without body inside the class? No. Inside that class, we need to write the fully qualified methods, means with method body. So let's create public void, uh, let us say medical info. They wants, there is a class and they are saying we are providing some medical informations. Let's print this United Health Group providing medical information. Okay. And there might be, they can release, like there are some common advisory as well. So this was the COVID test. They are saying that you must have COVID test, but there might be something like they want to release some COVID advisory that every hospital, and they want to, like, hospitals cannot release their own advisory. Everything is controlled by United Health Group. So United Health Group will release the advisory, and every hospital need to follow that. Okay. So let us say I have one more method, public void COVID. Let us say COVID guidelines. Let's small. Yeah, COVID guidelines. United Health Group, COVID guidelines. Okay. So my question to you was just like, let me close all this, close all the tabs. Just like we have a test Fortis, sorry, where is the Fortis hospital? Yeah, we have one Fortis hospital class. This is having multiple parents. So can, along with these interfaces, can I extend a class as well? Can this Fortis hospital have a parent class as well? Just like United Health Group. Let me create what is my UNHG comma. So if you write like this, then there is no as such error. That means a child class can have multiple parent interfaces and one parent class as well at the same time. Okay. At the same time, I can implement, I can inherit class and interface at the same time. But always remember, if I'll try to write this at the end of these interfaces, just like let's give me comma and UNSG. So would be an error. An error is like base class must come before any interfaces. So if you are inheriting any class, then that should be written at the first, and then interfaces will come into the picture, right? So now this hospital have one parent class and 3 parent interfaces. Got it? Is there any confusion? Okay. So can I create?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, here I can directly access the class, create the class object and access in the Fortis hospital instead of adding it in this
So
one.
yeah, this is inheritance. At the inheritance, I told you that now Fortis Hospital, when we will create the object of the Fortis Hospital, then along with these methods which are inside the Fortis Hospital, we can directly call the methods of UNS, United Health Group as well. Just like we are in test class, test hospital. Now, if I need to call, let us say fs dot COVID guidelines, then yeah, this is allowed. Why? Because this is coming from the inherited class. At the time of inheritance, you just look into the inheritance session and BMW OD. At that time, I have explained you this. So now the Fortis hospital need not to implement it. This is directly coming from that. By we can call them by using the Fortis hospital reference. Why? Because they are being inherited inside the Fortis class, and we need not to implement again inside the Fortis hospital. If you write it again, COVID guidelines, that means there would be the local method, or we can say there would be the personal guidelines from the Fortis hospital. So that is not being allowed. So if either you can make it static as well, you can make these methods like COVID guidelines and all, you can make this static as well so that no one can override those. Or like if you are writing is as it is, so just trying to understand this, we have created an object of this class, and by using this object reference, I can call the methods which are available inside the Fortis hospital and the methods which are available inside the parent class of the Fortis hospital. Okay, which one is the parent class? UNSG. So you can also use the all the parent. Got it? And you can call medical guideline as well. Medical info. Yeah. Any confusion, Aswini?
No, no confusion.
Okay. So my question to you is that just like uh, I have one parent class for the Fortis hospital and 3 interfaces. So can I have one more parent class of the Fortis hospital? Just like let us say this is my Fortis hospital, UK, US, Indian medical, and I created one United Health Group class over here. So my question is, can I create one more parent class just like these are the parent of this Fortis hospital? So can I have one more parent of this? So this is not allowed. Why? Because this will create the diamond problem again. Okay, this will create the diamond problem again. This thing, always remember, a class cannot have multiple parent classes. Class can have multiple parent interfaces, but not classes. Got it? We already have seen this. I'm just revising the concepts so that you can be like aware of the things. Okay. Okay. So always remember these are the global guidelines. Global means if you want to make these like no one should override this or no one should change the COVID guidelines. Everything, if you want the United Health Group, they want that only United Health Group should be, I would say, releasing the COVID guidelines. No one have control. They cannot. Then either we can make this as I would say uh, the static method, right? So no one can inherit this. Sorry, no one can override the static methods. We have seen this. Either I can make it static or I can make it sealed. I also gave you the concept of sealed method and sealed class. So if the class is sealed, we can create this and sealed class as well. Then no one can like access that, but no one can create the object of that particular class. And if my method is sealed, then I cannot override that particular method further. So just remember this. Okay. Okay. So now, can we have the parent class of interface just like we are having parent class of the class? So just like US medical, can we have parent class? For an example, let us say we have one class. The class name is, let us say, United Nations. This is my class. My question to you is, we have one interface. Let us say US medical or UK medical. Let's say UK medical this time. So can this interface have parent class? Yeah, we have seen that this may have parent interface, but can this have parent class as well? Let me try to extend it UN. So is this allowed in C sharp? No, there is not allowed. UN interface list is not an interface. That means an interface can extend or implement, an interface can extend only other interface, not the classes. Got it? Interface cannot have superclass, only have super interface. So you can take a note over here is that inside the US medical, we are writing interface can't have super class. Super means parent class. Or I can say only they can have super interface. Right? Okay. I hope this is enough related to the interface topic. If you are good in these concepts, if you are good enough to explain these concepts at the time of interview, then no one can stop you. This is enough. And yeah, just practice this. And let me assign you one assignment. Okay. 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 So there is an assignment for you. Please try to make it by tomorrow as soon as we'll enter into this class. So the assignment is, let us give him, there is an example of any Indian college. Let us say we have LPU University or VIT. Okay. Kalinga as well. We have many. Let us say VIT, Vellore Institute of Technologies. So create multiple classes just like VIT or let us say one more university is there, one more college is there. Let us say this is IIT or NIT, whatever. Okay. So there just define some parent interfaces for these classes. Just say one interface is this, one is this. This is the assignment, guys. Okay. You can give any name to these interfaces. Let us say education system, or let us say US education policies or system, or this is Indian education, or some other like UK education. Education. Okay. Now the assignment to you is that write some methods. Okay. Write some methods inside these uh, unimplemented methods. There might be some guidelines that UK education or Indian education used to provide, and just implement these all just like implement US education in this and implement this as well, because we can achieve multiple interface. Implement all these inside in IIT and similarly implement all of three interfaces inside VIT and implement all of three inside NIT. Got it? So you have to do this work, and further you can create one more I would say class. You can create one more class. Let us say you can education class, whatever you want to give a name. Okay, and further, like these classes, this is just like we are creating the test hospital. Similarly, this is an education class. Okay, in education class, you need to create the object of these classes. The same example that we just have seen. You have to create the object of these classes inside this and access the implemented methods, because IIT, as soon as you will implement US education, all the unimplemented methods, all the prototype methods inside US education, you must need to implement those inside the over here. Okay, now if you want to access this over here inside the education class, then you need to create the object of IIT class. Just create the object of the IIT class, and by the object reference just call all the methods, just like we are doing. And furthermore, you may create one more interface, like this interface would be the parent of these interfaces. Let's create one more parent called let us say global education. Okay, and this global interface would be implemented by all the child interfaces. Okay, there might be some guidelines inside, there might be some unimplemented method inside global method as well. So further you need to like implement over here, and if you are implementing inside the US education, then you must need to define uh, declare that method as well that has been inside the global education. So yeah, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, and you need to do accordingly just same thing that we have done for the hospital, then your concept would be clearer. Will you do that, Aswini? Just see, is that okay? Do I need to explain it more?
No,
Okay,
we will try.
yeah, let me take this a screenshot and let me share this isn't of interface concept. Okay, let me put it inside the PPTs also. Not new. Add a slide. Yeah. Okay, so just do it, guys, and let me know if you face any problem. I will try to solve this. I'll look into your implementation in the next class, and next class we'll try to look into a new concept called abstract. After interface, we'll look into the abstract class. What is abstract class, abstract methods, and all those concepts. Yeah. So we'll try to bind up the C# concept. So this is of 28 days month. Okay, then it may be hard, but yeah, then we may take one more week of the March. That's okay. And Aswini, please do let me know. Let me stop the recording, guys.